easiest way and the best way that I've seen, and the fees are a lot cheaper. I use Cash App. So let me go ahead and connect my phone. Give me 1 second. Alright, so once you're on here, this is going to be from your phone. I don't think you're allowed to use the desktop client to purchase Bitcoin, but I know you can use your phone. So if we come here, you're able to click on the Bitcoin investing section of the app. And then once you're here, you can just scroll down, click buy. You can figure out how much you're going to buy. So let's just do $10. I'll go ahead and use my thumbprint there. It's going to say, are you sure? As you can see, the fees, 22 cents for $10. This is actually pretty cheap, especially compared to Coinbase. I know Gemini is pretty good as well, but this, in the long run, has always been the cheapest and quickest way for me to purchase Bitcoin. So I'm going to confirm that. And there you go. Okay, so now that we have our Bitcoin, the next thing you're going to want to do is get a VPN for your computer, your phone. The one that I use that's pretty much seamless. Is the easiest route you're going to have to basically get a VPN installed on all of your devices is going to be private internet access. And I believe, let's go here. So basically, private internet access is going to be one of the cheapest. It's about 40 bucks. And I use it, as you can see here, I'm on my VPN right now in the UK, but it's just better to be safe than sorry. Just protect your internet identity by getting a VPN first. And again, you would just come here, purchase, I think, minus 40 bucks for the year, and then you would just make sure you turn that on before you make any of your trades. Okay, so next you're going to want to go to crypto.com and just scroll down and select trade right here. And it'll take you to sign up for an account under ByBit. So just put in your email, your password, and then you'll just click register here. Alright, so now let's transfer the crypto that we purchased earlier to our exchange. So I'll go to my Cash App wallet and I will select the Bitcoin option to withdraw. I'll go ahead and type in the amount we want to. Let's see, 101,344,83. Alright, we'll withdraw that. Then I'll go ahead and deposit. And then I'm going to scan it. Alright, there we go. I'll confirm that. Then I'll type in my code. And there we go. So in a few minutes, it should have our first deposit in the exchange. Alright, as you can see here, we have our crypto transferred successfully to the exchange. So the next step is going to be to set up an account at 3Commas where we can start creating our bots to basically interact with this exchange, so it'll be able to buy longs and sell shorts automatically based on the indicators that we provide. And we'll get into indicators later in this video. So to get there, you'll go to crypto.com, you'll come here and you'll select the bot button. Once you click the bot button, it'll take you to this page. You'll basically want to create an account, so you'll click set up an account, and then I already have an email that I'm going to be using for this tutorial, and then I will create a password. Alright, that won't work. Alright, so we'll just accept. Actually, you can subscribe to this. You'll get a pro subscription, which is the highest level subscription that they offer, but you'll get a free 3-day trial just so you can test it out. That way you're not out any money before you even test it. I've done this a bunch of times with numerous emails just to test my strategies out. Once I know it's working and it's profitable, then you can normally you can pay for the subscriptions for this. I highly recommend it. and you would be able to use all their features. Okay, so now we're in our 3Commas account. We've signed up, and now the next step is we're going to have to connect this. Um, Basically, we're going to have to connect this bot to our exchange. So to do that, the first thing we're going to need to do is create an API over on ByBit. It's basically a way for the two to communicate successfully on an encrypted tunnel. So what we're going to do is come in here. We're going to select account security. There should be API management. Once you're in here, you'll go ahead and create a new key. Give it any name you want. I usually name it whatever my email is. You can put an IP address here, so only your desktop or phone will be able to connect. But for the tutorial, I'm not going to set that up. And you want to go ahead and click activate order and positions. As you can see, it doesn't have withdrawal, so nobody can. This API cannot withdraw crypto from your account. Pull it up here. Here we go. And again, if you do not have 2FA set up first, you're going to have to do that. And I believe that's going to be in here underneath. I have mine set up with Google Authentication. So let's go back to the API management settings. And you can see this is the one that we just created. So you're going to have to copy and paste both of these. So let me go ahead and open up this. I just do this really quickly. I will copy both of these over to this notepad here. And again, I don't care if you see this private key. It's going to be deleted by the time you see this video. Okay. So let me go ahead, go back to 3Commas. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to My Exchanges. And then you're going to select the exchange. You can see they have a ton. I mean, this is ridiculous how many different exchanges that they allow you to interact with using these bots. So I'm going to go ahead and click ByBit. And as you can see, there's a great option here for the testnet if you want to use paper trading. And so I will do the same thing. I will just use the email that I used. And the API is the first one, the smaller one. I'm going to copy and paste that in here. And then the bigger one is the private secret. I'm going to put that here. And I'm going to click connect and exchange. And you'll see, like, instantly, it shows we have $13 available. If you come over to our account, you'll see, if we look at our assets, we have about $13 available. So as you can see, it's already reading live the information from the ByBit exchange. Okay, so now that we have our API connected from 3Commas bots to our exchanges over at ByBit, we'll go ahead and create the bots. We're going to have two bots here. One's going to be a long, one's going to be a short. So let's go ahead and open up the bots. We're just going to click create bot. Alright, so the first one's going to be a long. So I'm going to just type long, make sure it's connected to the exchange here, and the proper pair is selected here, BTC. And we're going to click long. And for this tutorial, we're just going to do, let's just say 10 for the leverage. So it's going to use 10 times the amount of Bitcoin that's available in the exchange. So we're not going to be using, let me go scroll down real fast. We're not going to be using any safety orders. So I'm just going to put a 0 there and a 0 here. So let's scroll back up because it's just going to mess up the calculations here that I use when I'm trying to figure out the base order size. So for the base order size, well, we have 10 times that, so let's just do 1.5. So we're using 87% of the balance here. I think it's going to give us a minimum requirement here for the safety order, so I'll just leave it like that. Even though we're not using it, sometimes it requires you to put an amount there. You always want to click limit. You want to be a maker, not a taker, so we already have that selected. Here's the next important thing you want to know is the start condition to allow the bots to be controlled by indicators from Tradingview. You want to make sure you select custom signal. And here for trading profit, you want to put 99%. You just put this because you have to put a profit here So the bot has a place to basically creates for the take profit marker. But when you're gonna take your profit is when the indicator switches its bias from long to short. Once that kicks in, you'll see that's when it'll take the profit and it'll switch from long to short. And I'll show you that later in this video. You can put a stop loss here. Some people put 3 to 5%. For this tutorial, I'm just not going to put anything here. And there's a few other options here that we're not going to go over. There's videos all over YouTube for 3Commas if you want to get more familiar with these. So we're going to head and create the bot. We're not going to start it. And now we have to copy this, and we're going to create a short bot. So we'll go ahead and just call this short. Make sure it's selected there. And then as you make profits, you can pump these numbers up a little bit more as you go along. Depending on your risk management, you just want to make sure you use I don't know, most like 5% per trade based on your bankroll. So we'll go ahead and just leave everything the same. Make sure you just switch this to short and make sure that the TradingView custom signal is selected. Everything else should be the same. So we'll go ahead and create that bot and we'll click close. Now if we go back to our bots, you should see two bots created. One will be a long bot, one will be a short bot. And that should do it for creating our bots. Okay, so now that we have both of our bots created, now we just have to have indicators to trigger both bots to start and stop deals on the exchange. So we already bought the Bitcoin, we already transferred it to the exchange, we already created the API for the bots. We open up an account in 3Commas, we created our bots. Again, the connections are there, created long and short. So now the next step is to use custom trading strategies on our TradingView accounts. So what you're going to want to do is go to crypto.com and you'll select Signal here and it'll take you to the TradingView site. Once you're in the site, it'll pop up something like this. And basically over here you'll see this is a list of some of the charts that I follow. Like right here, if you go to BTC USD for the perpetual futures contract for ByBit, so it shows right here 688.750. If you actually go to ByBit and look at the perpetual contract, it should match up perfectly. So yeah, so 6889, and we'll come over here, and yeah, it says right there 6889. So basically, it's feeding this chart directly from the ByBit exchange. So what you're going to want to do is find an indicator. I know I have my my CryptoBot indicator here for buying and selling. So what I do is you have to create specific alerts to tell the bot when to buy and when to sell. The way that our system works is whenever it buys, our bot will kick in, and whenever it sells, our bot will kick in, and it'll switch from long to short. So how do I do that? Good question. So the way I do it is I will go on here and you can find tons of indicators. So basically you find the indicator that works for you. Once you select that indicator, so say you want to do RSI, you can select RSI. Or if you want to do, let's see, one of the other ones I do. Oh, I know one of the ones I like a lot here. Let's see. If you go to the TD sequential, this is a really good one as well. So on TD sequential, the way that they have it set up is you'll have these setups for selling. As you can see right here, look at this. Perfect. Boom. Sell. And then right here, you have a buy. It sets up. Boom. Buy. It goes up. It goes down. I mean, I'm not here to sell you on indicators. I'm just trying to show you the way that you can have these indicators work for you. So for instance, if we wanted to set this up on the 4-hour time frame, I would come over to my alerts. I already have some set up here, but I'll go ahead and create some new ones. So we'll go ahead and manage this alert. We will add a new alert, and we will select TD sequential. And then, so you want, for instance, if you want to buy, you'll do the buy setup perfected. And you want to make sure you do it on the bar close. The reason I do that is because sometimes if you do it once per bar, it can trigger many times. Sometimes the long or short bias is not confirmed. What'll happen is it'll kick the bot off on a false flag or a false trigger. So you want to make sure you do it on close. And then as you can see here, I already have the web URL selected and placed in here. There's a couple articles that show you how to use the custom signals. I already have them listed in the text document. So I believe if you want to come here, this is the one that I use for triggering buys and sells on the webhooks that are used. Basically, it has one trigger will automatically stop and start another trigger. So if you come in here, it should show you right here. When using webhooks, don't use email to SMS. You're going to want to copy this link here. And again, this article is in that document on the website. And then you'll go ahead and paste that here under webhook URL. You'll select here and just paste it there. And then once this is all set, the next most important part is the message that's sent. Basically, this is what tells what bot to do what. So remember earlier when we created our bots, let's go ahead and find our bots real quick. When we created our bots, the long and short, we selected the custom signal. So we'll go ahead and open up the long. And there's basically, if you scroll down, you'll see all of these different signals that you want to select and put in there. So we'll go ahead, and I usually do this on Notepad just so I have something to put it on. So you want to, on the long, so we'll go ahead and put long, short. Oh, and also I wanted to talk about syntax real fast. So on this article here, the reverse your position with Tradingview custom signals, they talk about syntax here. So these are the syntax that I use. So it'll be message 1, message 2 with the comma in between. And also there are delays in seconds. I'll go over how much delay you should use because I've tested them a bunch of different times. Sometimes it's too much, sometimes it's too little, so I found the sweet spot. So I'll go over that in a minute. So as you can see here, here's an example of one of the ones that they use here. So we'll go ahead and go back to our 3Commas. So for the long, what do you want to do when you have a long? So you want to stop your short and start a long. So we'll go ahead and look here. We have our long here. We don't want that. So let's duplicate this real fast. Just so we can have them both. It'll be easier. Let's go back to our bots. Because we have our long already opened. Let's open up our short. Okay, so again, for the longs, we want to stop our short. So let's go ahead, make sure this is our short. Yep. We want to stop our short. So you also want to stop the bot because sometimes if you don't stop the bot, sometimes you can run into the risk of opening up two different deals. Like for instance, from ByBit, you can't have multiple. You can't have a long and a short open simultaneously to hedge like you could on BitMEX. So you want to stop the bot all in all. So what we'll do is let's see, let me see where it's at. Here it is right here. Message to close all deals and stop the bot. So you click here, and we'll go ahead and place that just like this. We'll put a comma to separate the different actions. And now we're going to go to our long. This is our long. And now on our long, we want to start the bot and start the deal. So here it is, message to start the bot and the deal. So we'll click here, it's copied. We'll go ahead and come here and paste it. And again, if we're trying to follow the syntax that was in that article, as you can see here, there's the brackets on the side. So you have the bots separated by the comma, but you have brackets on both ends, okay? So let's go back here. Just make sure we put those brackets in. There's one. there's two. All right, so this is going to be our long bot. So what you're going to want to do is copy this, and you're going to go back to your indicator. Remember the indicator that we created earlier? So whenever we want to buy on this specific indicator, it's going to contact the webhook URL here. We're going to paste that right in there just like that. Okay, so this is going to stop the short and start the long based on this indicator. Okay, and you want to make sure, I believe the sweet spot that I had was 7 seconds. That's just for starting the bot. Stopping it, you can keep it at 0 because that's just going to happen right away. You don't really care about that, but you have to kind of let the exchange and let the bot do its work. It takes a little bit. It's not instant because a lot of stuff's happening. So you can go ahead and do that and click create. And that's going to be for the long bot. Okay, so now that that's created, we're going to go ahead, I think it's this one right here. Now we're going to create a short, similar. So we're going to do the same thing, but instead of doing the buy setup perfected, we're going to do the sell setup perfected. Again, the bar close, make sure the webhook URL is in there. And now we have to come over here and kind of do the same thing what we did, but for the short. So let's go here. On the short, you're going to stop the long. So we'll come here and we'll right here, message to close all deals and market price and stop the bot. Boom. So we'll go there, paste that, put the comma, and we'll go back to our short. And then on the short, we want to start bot and start the deal right there. Let's go ahead, boom, just like that. And then put your brackets, don't forget that. Oh, and if you're ever wondering, obviously this looks kind of like gibberish and you're like, man, I wonder if I'm really doing this the right way. In that article, they have a way to validate the JSONs. So if you come here and you select the JSON matter link, you can place it in here and click process. And right here, boom, it gives you a valid result from the bots that we put in here. So you'll see here, boom, valid. We know it's going to work. So we can come back here. Now let's place that. Now this is for the short. When the sell setup is perfected, that's when it'll short. So we can create that. And now our bots are created. I'm sorry, the indicators are created. So once this indicator says boom, setup, it's gonna stop our, well actually if we come back here, so we have our short right here. So boom, 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 short hits, boom. It shorts the market, it puts in our order, and we wait it out, boom. You're not doing anything. The bots are doing everything for you. And then right here, and that's the thing, it takes the emotion out of it. You don't have to think, it just happens. And this is just one of millions of indicators you can choose from. You can set this up any which way. You can create whatever you'd like. And right here, boom. Right when this hits, it's going to take profit on the short and start a brand new long. And then it just goes up and down and up and down. And basically just makes you money. So that's how you're going to set it up to where you would be able to have your strategy be automated. All right, so to test the bots out, what I did was I created some 1 minute. You would never do this in theory, but just to test the strategy to show you that the bots do work, I created a 1 minute buy and 1 minute sell on this specific indicator here for my crypto bot buy sell. All right, as you can see here, the market's starting to come up a little bit on the 1 minute. If we go over to ByBit, you can see here there's no positions placed yet. As you can see, our bots are turned off, so we have no bots turned on. We don't have any positions placed yet, and we're gonna just kind of watch this. And once this triggers to buy, it'll trigger our bot. You'll see the alert placed in the alert log. Um, And once that happens, you'll see all the magic. Okay, you can see the buy is starting to trigger here, but it's not on the close. So right now we're going to wait till this candle closes, and hopefully it closes in the buy. So as you can see, it's going up. No alert has triggered yet. And again, this is 1 minute. That's why it looks ridiculous. But this is just for testing, so we have a few seconds here. All right, there it goes. There's the alert. So the bot should kick in. So if we come here, boom, there you go. That was really quick. You have your position placed. And if you go over to the bots, let me refresh this. You can see now that our long bot has been triggered. We can actually click on it. And you can see here that the bot was turned on, the command was received, and leverage was set, the base order was set, and the take profit is set as well. So we didn't do anything. We had our indicator basically tell our bot when to turn on. And again, I'm not. This is just an example of to show you that the indicator actually does work uh, once it is set, and you just kind of sit back and relax and just watch the market on your triggered conditions, and hopefully you can turn a profit in whatever indicators that you use for this. All right, so the sell should kick off here. Let's see, we got 8 seconds. Yeah, this will kick off. So boom, it triggers. The bot gets triggered. So we should be able to come here. See, it should sell the long. It's going to wait about 7 seconds, and then it should open up a short for us. And there you go. So as you can see, I didn't do anything. This is all automated at this point. So when our bot initially triggered, it bought here as a long, and then when the sell triggered, it's going to sell and start the short, just like it does here. And if we go look at our bots, you should see that the short bot is started and the long bot should be stopped. And there you go. The short is on and the long is off. And then if we can come in here and we can look, and obviously it says we lost money here because we closed the market price. It's on the 1 minute. We're not trying to make money on this right here. We're just trying to show you that the signals from TradingView do indeed work by using the 3Commas bots on the ByBit exchange. So there you have it. Okay, the next thing and the last thing I want to show you guys is how to get alerts from your bots. So your bots will, sometimes you'll run into errors where you have to troubleshoot. You won't necessarily know what went wrong. So you'll see something pop up to where the bot won't kick off properly, and to troubleshoot that you would have to go in and look at the messages. But instead of having to log in, what you can do is you can have these messages sent directly to your phone or your watch or your computer or whatever. But you could just link your Telegram account with your 3Commas account. So I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. So you go into settings, and you'll come in here, and down here you'll click activate Telegram bot. But before you do that, you can go through all of these statuses that pop up, just because sometimes it gets a little bit too much. There'll be just so much noise, because if you want to be alerted on everything that happens, I would just go through and click all the successes, so the statuses of all the properly executed orders. But you can go through and play with them. But anyways, you'll come here, you'll click activate Telegram bot, and then I'll go ahead and open the Telegram desktop, which is right here, and then just make sure, so this is the XCommas bot, just make sure you click start. Once you click start, boom, account is successfully linked. And then now whenever the bot does anything, if when it gets triggered, you'll be notified. So if it opens up a long or a short, or if you take profit like this, it's really cool. You'll just be notified instantly.